Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed those videos. Pretty cool, isn't it? Be a pretty cool place to visit if we just knew how to get us there and be safe, huh? Okay, well, let's take a look at our book here for just a second, okay? I wanted you to flip to page 1, and I wanted us to take a minute and look at the names of these planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Now, all of those have uppercase letters in them, and not to mention that there's an uppercase letter starting this sentence. Why is that? These are the names of those planets that are up there. Just like you have a name, our school has a name, our town has a name, Lindale Early Childhood Center, those are names. So we use uppercase capital letters in all names. We use uppercases when starting sentences. I just want to do a quick review about that, okay? All right, we know that we live on the planet Earth. Now, which one is Earth? Is it the first planet, the second planet, the third planet, the fourth planet? Think about it where it is in its order, okay? There again, we used an uppercase letter for Earth. That's how you spell Earth. Okay, it says the Earth rotates around the sun. That means the Earth moves in a circle around the sun. And we did some rotating in our rooms, and I'm sure you've done some rotating in the gym and in the music room and other places like that. Because this Earth goes around our sun like this, we have our seasons, okay? Winter, summer, spring, fall. Sometimes it's called autumn. There are also stars in outer space, and we know that, don't we? I love a starry night. Okay, this little instrument is a scientist tool, and it's called a telescope. A telescope. You can look through it, and it magnifies outer space so that you can see the planets and the stars. Okay, a telescope. Maybe you'll be able to look through one of these days. Okay, here are our astronauts. Very important people. They are scientists, boys and girls. If you wanted to be an astronaut, you would need to become a scientist. That's people that like to explore, okay, and they travel by a rocket ship. Okay, I put space shuttle down here because that's what we called our rocket ship, and each space shuttle had a name. So if it was the Atlantis is one of them, we would need to write it with an uppercase letter because that's its name. All right, it was so cool watching that video, wasn't it? The last time that the space shuttle went up into space was July the 8th, 2011. That was 9 years ago, guys. We haven't had a space shuttle go up in 9 years. All right, the moon revolves around the Earth. It glows because it reflects the sun's light. So the sun is shining on the moon and it's reflecting the light, okay? It means it's like you see your reflection. The moon sees the sun's reflection, okay, in a mirror. All right, revolves means that it spins. So let's just say this is the moon, and there's not really a line here, but it would be have like a line that goes right down the middle of it, and it would spin on that line, okay? But there's not really a line there. We just have to be able sometimes to divide things up to understand them. So that's why we put a line in the middle of the moon in our imaginations. Okay, astronauts have landed on the moon and other planets. That's how we know a lot about space. And the other planets they have landed on are Venus and Mars. But the moon is still the furthest from Earth that they have traveled, okay? So we're going to take a minute, now that we know a little bit more about what's up there and what's going on, and we're going to add to things that are in the sky. At first we said Earth, we knew we were up there, and then we said Mars. We said a bird, of course a bird's in the sky. We can talk about close to us or way far from us. It's still the area of the sky, right, guys? Just when it gets further away, we call it outer space. Okay, so maybe think about 2 more things that could be in the sky. Maybe one that you can see and one that you can't see, okay? I think I can see clouds. And you're going to hear some things about seeing clouds around the Earth from outer space, okay? All right, and so something far, far away that I can't far, far away, but I still can see it, but I'm going to write it anyway. It's called the moon. So there's a couple more things that we get to add to our organizer. And if you want to add something else right here, you go right ahead. You can work ahead if you would like. All right, so we're just going to do that real quick. Okay, the next thing I wanted to do with you is to go ahead and let's do our math together, okay? First of all, I want to review our solid shapes, our 3D shapes. We have our cube. Let me get it in here. So our cube. How many sides did we say it had? It had 6 sides. The corners are called vertices. The sides right here, they have 6 flat faces is what I should be saying, I guess. And they have edges right here. Vertices are the corners. That's a cube. And we have our cylinder. Now it has 2 faces, but it doesn't have any edges or vertices because it's round. We have our sphere. It's just a ball. There's no face. There's no edge. There's no vertice on this ball. It's just a round shape. It's not a circle though. Circle is a flat shape like we would write on paper. And then we have our cone. A cone with 1 vertice, but no edges. There's no edges. And 1 face on it. And those are the 4 shapes that I want you to keep in mind, okay? All right, we'll have to move them further out of the way. Let's get out the one that talks about a spacewalk. It says spacewalk at the top, and it has a little astronaut here on the side. And we're going to go through these stories, and we're going to try to solve them together, okay? Men saw 4 astronauts outside the rocket and 2 inside the rocket. How many astronauts in all? Important information. 4 astronauts outside of the rocket and 2 astronauts inside the rocket. So what do I have to do? Well, I got to draw me a rocket for my picture. So here's my rocket. Okay, here's a hole to look out of. Okay. All right, so there's 4 astronauts out here. I'm just drawing what the story told me. And it'll take me too long to draw astronauts with their suits on. And there's 2 in here. There's their little heads. They're floating around. Okay. Men saw 4 astronauts outside of the rocket. Yep. And 2 inside the rocket. We got our important information in our picture. How many in all?